Am I the asshole for leaving my boyfriend for no reason? Let's jump in. I, 26F, have been with my now ex-boyfriend, Eric, 28M, for 2 years. Overall, we've had a really good relationship, nothing crazy until last night when things completely fell apart. We were out at a bar with some of his friends, just having a normal night. Drinks, food, the usual. Eric and his friend Mark, 28M, were joking around, and Eric made a comment about how much Mark was eating. Something like, "Careful, Mark, you'll eat the whole damn bar." It seemed harmless at first, just typical guy humour. Now, personally, if I was Mark, I wouldn't like that. I don't need people commenting on me eating, but I don't know the relationship that Eric and Mark have, but cool. Typical guy humour, apparently. But then Mark looked right at me and said, "If only she knew." Mark. Okay. It was one of those moments where you instantly feel uncomfortable, like there's something going on behind your back. So, so Mark was Mark, why would you say that? I had no idea what Mark was talking about, and the whole vibe at the table shifted. Oh, so Mark's about to throw the bomb in. Okay, cool. Before I could even react, Eric exploded. He went off on Mark, screaming at him to shut the F up, and even tried to get physical. Now, Eric, when you respond like that, clearly you've done something wrong. Because what's my favorite phrase right now is only hit dogs holler. So if you haven't done anything wrong, why are you exploding? Trying to get physical. Okay, cool. Eric, you messed up. So his other friends had to hold him back. Mark didn't really react, which only made Eric angrier. The whole thing was awkward as hell, and we ended up leaving early. When we got back to my place, I couldn't stop thinking about that moment. So I asked Eric, what the hell did Mark mean by "if only she knew"? What don't I know? Good question, because I want to know now, what is it that Mark was talking about? For Eric to respond the way he responded, I want to know what Mark was talking about. And instead of just answering me like a normal person, Eric lost it again. He started yelling at me, telling me to drop it and stop being paranoid. He was even dodging every question, getting more pissed every time I brought it up. I wasn't trying to pick a fight. I just wanted to know what was going on, which is valid. Like, if you see your boyfriend lose it over a question, you want to know why. And he's still losing it now. It felt like there was something important being hidden from me, and I wasn't about to let it slide. But every time I asked, he'd just get more defensive and angry. Finally, he stormed out of my apartment. He doesn't live with me, so I locked the door and called it a night. I didn't hear from him until this morning, and when I did, it was just some angry text telling me to drop it and leave him alone. Oh, Eric, you've handled this so badly, bro. You have handled this so badly. At that point, I was done. I'm not going to sit around and be treated like I'm crazy for asking a simple question. I texted him back saying we're done, I need space, and if he can't be honest with me, then I don't want any part of this relationship. End of story. I love a girly with boundaries. Because what you're not going to do, Eric, is move mad, storm out, be trying to fight people at dinner, all these things, and not explain why. That's not what you're going to do. She said, it's done. Now, here's where it gets worse. Here's where it gets worse. This is what she says. He's been going around to our mutual friends, telling them that I left him for no reason and trying to make it seem like I'm the one who overreacted. This really annoys me. I can't even lie. I really can't stand when someone doesn't tell you the full extent of the story. I cannot stand when you don't get told all the context. Like, it really bothers me because it's not no reason, Eric, your behavior was wild. But yeah, he's been going around telling our mutual friends that I left him for no reason and trying to make it seem like I'm the one who overreacted. Some of them have even reached out to me saying I should have just let it go and that I'm blowing things out of proportion. I told them to mind their own effing business. I don't care what they think. None of them were in that moment. None of them saw how he acted. None of them have to live with the pit in their stomach that I've had since that weird ass comment from Mark. I'm not about to stay in a relationship where I feel like something shady is going on behind my back. If Eric can't be straight with me after 2 years together, then what's the point? So Reddit, am I the asshole for leaving him over this? And now there's an update. Reddit updates are my favorite. And this is a long update. So she had things to say. Okay, here we go. Update. I feel like I'm living in some kind of twisted nightmare. And the more I try to make sense of it, the worse it gets. Mark called me today while I was at work. I didn't expect him to call me because he was ignoring me. I stepped outside to take the call and he told me something that I never in a million years could have prepared for. So Mark, who's thrown the bomb into the drama, has now called. Oh my God. He told me that Eric has been putting other men's... Oh my gosh, I was not expecting that. He told me that Eric has been putting other men's semen into my food, drinks, skincare, shampoo, conditioner, and even my toothpaste. Eric needs to go to jail. Eric needs to go to prison. Eric needs to go to prison. What? Do you know what? I try to not read these before I come onto the pod and talk to you guys about it. I'm actually in shock. I'm actually in shock. Let me go back. He told me that Eric has been putting other men's semen into my food, drinks, skincare, shampoo, conditioner, and even my toothpaste. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not being dramatic. That's what Mark said. Eric has apparently been hooking up with random men, having them finish into cups, and then using it in my meals and drinks like it's some kind of sick joke. Even as I write this, I'm still in complete disbelief. Who does that to someone? I'm in disbelief too. Oh my God. This is a crime. This is a crime. This is a crime. I don't know what crime this is. I don't know but this is a crime. Mark said he found out about this a week ago, but for some reason it took him that long to tell me. A week. I've been living my life completely oblivious, trusting Eric, someone I loved, while this was happening behind my back. I feel so betrayed, so disgusted, and so violated. When I asked Mark if he and Eric were having an affair or if this was just some sort of twisted thing between them, he swore they weren't. And he even made a gross comment about not wanting to touch Eric because who knows what disease he has. Mark, you can't say that to the girl. That was his girlfriend for 2 years. Oh no. That made my stomach turn. I'm getting tested for everything now because I don't know what's been in my body. This is such a violation. I'm actually shocked by what I'm reading. Like, no word of a lie. When I got home, I went straight to the kitchen. Mark told me to check under the sink and there they were, the cups, hidden behind the cleaning supplies. I lost my... And she swears. I threw out everything in the kitchen and bathroom, even stuff I knew wasn't touched. I don't care. Everything feels contaminated now. My home doesn't feel like a safe space anymore. Every time I walk into the kitchen, I feel like I'm going to throw up. I can't even function without my mind going to dark places. Thinking about all the times I had no idea what was happening. This man, oh my God. Eric needs to be in jail. I can't even describe it. Eric needs to be in jail. I don't have any solid proof of this. It's just Mark's words and those disgusting cups, and I feel so powerless. If nothing can be done about this, I honestly don't know what I'm going to do. How is this even legal? It's not legal. It's not legal. How can someone get away with something so vile? I don't know if I'll ever be able to trust anyone again. This whole thing has been messing with my head in ways I can't even explain. I feel dirty. I feel like I've been violated on such a deep level and there's nothing I can do to undo it. My mum wants me to check into a hospital just to make sure I'm okay mentally, and I'm honestly going to do it. I don't feel stable right now. I don't feel like myself. I'm scared I might hurt myself or someone else. Eric was eating the same food. He was eating the food that had been contaminated right alongside me. Was it a kink, a power trip? I don't even know anymore. All I know is that the man I thought I knew, the man I loved, is a complete stranger to me now. Can't believe I've been living with someone capable of something so vile. I feel like I'm losing my mind and I don't know how I'm going to come back from this. How can he do this to me? I'm genuinely losing it. I mean, I'm a danger to myself, and I won't be on. I'm going to check myself into a hospital. I, I, I don't know. This is thing is, it's not legal. This is not legal. You can't. Surely you cannot put other people's. Surely you can't put semen into your girlfriend's food and it be legal. Surely it can't. The thing is, I'm saying that when we know that there's a lot of other violations that are legal, but surely this has to be illegal. Anyway, I'm gonna go to the comments because we know that the comments have been doing a lot. So obviously, most people are saying not the arsehole. The first comment is between the keeping secrets and acting ape crazy, it sounds like this experience was the nail in the coffin for some previous red flags. I mean, that's a really unhelpful comment because there could be red flags, but you don't expect someone to be putting semen in your food. Like, next comment. Some of them have even reached out to me saying I should have just let it go and that I'm blowing things out of proportion. I told them to mind their own effing business. You have no idea how much I've yearned for a post where someone acts like a grounded human being and says this to the peanut gallery. Yeah. When someone goes off like a bomb, refuses to account for themselves and just expects you to be fine with that, they're trapping themselves in several layers of red flags. Either it's something very bad or he's unstable. For drama reasons, I hope you reach out to Mark though. And the writer says, yes, like when they came to me, the only thing I thought was, who the hell do you think you are? Especially none of them being on my side, and they're all mad at me because I used aggressive language. The last comment I'll read, because there are so many comments as you could imagine. It says, girl, after reading the update, you need to contact the authorities. Keep the cops, hire a lawyer, see if Mark is willing to go to the police and give a statement to back you up. This is absolutely insane. This is a huge, disgusting violation on so many levels. It scares me to think about how many times he's done this and if you've contracted any diseases because of this. I figured Eric cheated on you, but did not expect him to be so depraved. He needs to be put in prison. That's by Proper Programmer 103, and I 100% agree with that final comment because, I want him to go to prison. I want him to go to prison for attempted murder. I don't know. I don't know what the charge should be. Um, this is the most disgusting thing I think I've ever heard, and I didn't even I knew that it was going around socials. I put a little note in it so I could come and bring it to you guys. I did not expect this to go the way it's gone. This is craziness. Absolutely crazy. And the comments again are just literally people just going back and forth about this. Obviously, overwhelmingly, there's 3.2 thousand comments, and overwhelmingly people are saying she's not the arsehole, as you could, imagine. But this has just shocked me. I hope she goes to the police. I hope that Eric goes to prison and that Mark backs her up because this is unreal.